Last week, it went down. The LCQ has officially finished, which means that College COD is now in playoff mode. But let's rewind for a second and see how we got here. My name is Proper, this is your After Action Report. We start off playoffs officially in the West, playoff Group B, with Redbird COD taking on LA Tech. And the records for both of these schools are unbelievably even. These teams have matched up before, and the last time they did, it was the Redbirds who walked away with a Game 5 win. So it's up to LA Tech to mold their future and forget about their past. And they fought tooth and nail. The barn burner of a series went all the way to a Game 5 Round 11, where, once again, the Redbirds managed to squeak out another victory against LA Tech.
A big kill for LA Tech. Will knows it's not done just yet. Toss of the bomb, not going to account for Sane, who gets on in 12 seconds. Bomb looking to go down.
Bomb should be able to go down here.
Zappy!
But LA Tech's in a great spot.
Next up from West Group E was ICC Esports and Texas State. Word of note, Marcus from ICC will be playing in place of Big Head. But with the core of the roster remaining the same, they're looking to make some magic happen here in the early stages of playoffs. And magic it sure was indeed. Another back-and-forth series gave way to yet another Game 5, but in this case, the Bobcats of Texas State decided that was as far as ICC could go. And while still an impeccable effort from ICC, they just couldn't keep up. The Bobcats took this series 3-2. Spawning all the way over by Fines, they have to fly across the map because it's just 15 more seconds or all the Bob take map 1.
Texas State, free time through the entirety of this hill, aside from a gunfight or two. Draco there to get the trade, makes it a double.
Next up, we've got some cleaning up to do around the LCQ, and that'll be in the West Group's D with Crimson Gaming and the Matadors of California State University Northridge. Crimson Gaming has grinded all the way from Western's Tier 3 to finally make it here against Tier 1's Matadors. So you know it's all passion from the Utah boys to make their last stand count. And that's what we saw here. It was a 3-0 sweep in favor of Crimson Gaming, but that doesn't tell you the full story. It was a narrow of a 3-game series as you could possibly get, with a 250-247 hardpoint win, a round 11 search and destroy, and a narrow round 5 in the control. Props to Crimson Gaming for making the run, and in this case, for the Matadors, keep those chins up, and we'll see you next season.
And it's planted for Maddie up top in fire as well, and Quinny can just isolate themselves over inside of you. Dylan needs to go big. They got time to do this. He might actually catch some great timing. He will take down Maddie. Knows that Quinny is probably still located over by you. Gets the shoulder thrown. Quinny just needs to stay alive. Goes for the reach out, but over top of the bomb site, Dylan survives with 4 HP.
We'll continue through some LCQ action over on the Bravo channel with the University of Toledo and Shrine Esports in their qualifier match in Midwest Group F. Pretty even stats among both of these squads, but the Toledo Rockets came here to play, and they were not looking to end their season in the LCQ, not by a long shot. And aside from Shrine taking a close 3-2 control, it was Toledo's match to lose from beginning to end, and some damn good hardpoint prowess led their way to win 3-1.
Great work holding back this mid lane, not going to let these players get in it, even reads the movement from Noble.
See, the issue is once MZ gets on top of them, he's just frying out with the automaton and punching players out. Like, can you even stop MZ at this point?
The LCQ continued with Oklahoma Christian taking on the UTA Mavericks. The stats heavily favor OK Christian, especially considering the fact that both of these teams matched up previously in Stage 2, with that game being a 3-0 in favor of Oklahoma. And well, second verse came just as the first. It was another 3-0 in favor of Oklahoma Christian to punch their ticket into playoffs in a dominant fashion. But you gotta remember, your postseason really starts now, and the matches only get tougher from here.
He's going to get pinched out, though, so he's going to just play the time. This is smart. He's letting them play Ring Around the Rosies, and he's not going to give them anything just yet.
Bro, he's literally trolling, but now they're gonna go ahead and start that defuse.
Oh
but he checks it, gets a nice kill on Stridents, and he's really making use of that clock. Now High Tech is in a position where they're just going to have to defuse. The Chow comes out. There's gonna be no time remaining, and he's gonna get the kill with a pistol.
Then I finish off with the Oregon Ducks and CSULB Sharks over in Western's Group G. When we saw the Sharks against Bethany last week, it was an absolute slap around in the respawns that got them here. but now they gotta carry that momentum into this match against a very strong Oregon roster. And that respawn prowess from the Sharks was pivotal to push the match to a Game 5, Berlin Search and Destroy. Unfortunately for them though, Oregon's search game was just too strong, and in a matchup that in nature you'd never expect, the Ducks beat the Sharks 3-2. But now they sit in a playoff group with SIUE, New Mexico, and Colonel Esports. Godspeed, Ducks. Godspeed.
This here, and they're hoping to walk away with the kill. Prism Hunter's going to get around the back. Hawks the defuse right away. Amaze is going to be still alive. Prism Hunter has to get this, but it's Amaze in the inside to turn up for 2.
Day 2 of this week kicked off with an absolute banger, with Concord University taking on UT Chattanooga and former teammate Red Chase. The last time these teams matched up, it was a 3-0 in favor of Concord, so Moxcod are gonna have to focus up and let playoff Red Chase out to play so they can make a statement to start their playoffs. Unfortunately, there is no one that knows playoff Red Chase better than Concord. They took the series in a convincing 3-0 sweep to start off their playoffs, even with the roster switch from 10 to Loyalty. Want to talk about making a statement? Oh yeah, that's how you do it.
Kick over toward the B site. Now Loyalty in the top of the church is going to be able to find one. It's Trauma on the point. Okay, you're halfway through that B zone. Now it's 7-7. Much more manageable. Only 8 seconds left, though. There's that second of progress. That's going to be oh so important if we talk about a defensive round. However, you got to win the gunfights here if you're UT Chattanooga to get back to the point. Bear is there for another. Nevigan with the pistol. Turns around and steps onto Red Chase.
There is a very good chance that the matchup of Barry Bucks and High Point is one that's gonna end up being the decider for first and second spot in the Eastern playoffs of Group G. All season, these rosters have been absolutely killer from top to bottom, so we're in for a treat here, or at least so we thought. There's so much to be said about how damn good both of these rosters have been, but the Bucks came to play on this Tuesday night, 3 up, 3 down in favor of the Bucks in commanding fashion. High Point saw a bit of life in the Tuscan control, but it was too little too late and started their playoffs with a loss.
Zone's a little bit further outside for 4 in a row. The 5th is on the entrance. Oh, yep, absolutely. Sexton just got put 6 feet down.
Let's do a little housekeeping here in the LCQ with Stockton Blue going up against NJIT. A little showdown matchup here in New Jersey. This match is going to decide who gets placed in that Group G with Barry, High Point, and St. Clair, so whoever wins here, you're going to have to make sure you're ready to head out of the frying pan into the fire. Stockton came from Tier 1 in the Northeast, and NJIT came from Tier 3. But NJIT found some crazy success, not dropping a single series the entirety of Stage 2. Whereas Stockton, they have had some struggles in the Tier 1 split. We had a wild finish in the initial hardpoint that went the way of Stockton, and they rode that momentum all the way to the end. Another 3-0 on the night, where it seems like after the absolute heartbreaker of Map 1, NJIT couldn't get anything else going, and they finished their 2022 season in the LCQ.
Stockton's already on rotation. Have they done the math correctly? No, they have not. They've got to come back to re-hit this. They thought that they were solid. Could anyone touch this in time? Demon sure will, and that will confirm one more hard point. 249, 227, NJIT need to break.
All you need is one break here for NJIT, and it's going to be coming through the command center. You can see they're setting up for a full 4-man hit, and they'll have one shot at breaking this hill.
Guns and nades for Stockton, trying to delay, but they don't actually get a read on the Money G. You have to make sure everyone stays into the hard point as well. The gunfights are good. Stockton gets almost full clearance. The last player remaining for NJIT is Lux. He's got to make the solo play forward, and he's not going to be able to get there in time.
Let's take another look at the LCQ over on Bravo with the University of New Haven and Waterloo. As with the rest of these LCQ teams tonight, this is their last chance to make a strong run happen. One more best of 5 to decide whether their 2022 season ends here. Some even series stats for both of these teams, but the difference maker here had to be the respawns. It was a close 6-5 clutch up from Waterloo to take the search, but the Chargers showed some insane composure to take the rest of the series in a 3-1 finish, sending Waterloo packing. But New Haven, you're now in a group with both Penn State and Winsner, so you don't dare let off the gas just yet.
On that and finding time as well, but this is where we see New Haven step up.
Jumping back over to some playoff matches, we got Georgia Southern taking on Lebanon Valley over in the Eastern Playoffs Group A. The Eagles came into this match with a crazy 18-2 record to LVC's 16-5. And they showed us why they have that record too. It was an absolute stomp from Georgia Southern to take the series in a 3-0. They didn't let LVC get going even one bit. Hopefully they can keep that momentum going too, because they're in a group with Bay State and Western as well. Yeah, like we've said, it doesn't get any easier from here.
Kicking things off with a meat grinder. They're already having a 6-kill advantage.
Yeah, and even then, I mean, it was just off that last round.
No.
We already saw him to destroy with Tested.
We finish off the day with West Virginia University and Florida Gulf Coast starting their playoff run in the Eastern Group F. FGCU has had their struggles throughout the latter part of the season, but it's time to put that behind you and start your playoffs strong, because you're in a group with Northwood and Michigan too. And my heavens, did things get crazy quick. West Virginia went up 2-0 quickly, but the Thunderbirds answered back. They won the control and the second hardpoint to throw us into a Game 5. We thought the reverse sweep was in the cards, but it was a collapse from Florida Gulf Coast that the Mountaineers capitalized on to put FGCU's dreams to sleep, taking the series in a close and competitive 3-2.
Spot Spyro, who was actually trying to make a flank to shut things down. Vinny, inside of the bomb site, looks back. Justin, the first one around the corner. There's one on the bomb. You gotta chase the kill. You have to chase the kill. Vinny will find the second. 1 versus 3. 10 seconds left. Nobody's gonna be able to touch the bomb here. Vinny pulls it off. An incredible round.
And that's it. The LCQ is officially done. We are now in playoff mode. We had to say farewell to some of our favorite colleges that we watched throughout the regular season of play, but we'll see them next year in 2023. That being said, make sure that you are paying attention to both the Eastern and Western region, as there are a multitude of groups to keep your eyes out for, with a lot of colleges still looking to prove themselves to make it towards that final bracket at the end of the road. You can find all of this information plus some more at our website at collegecod.com. Plus follow us on Twitter at collegecod for more information, more playoffs, more clips, and everything else in between. We'll see you in playoffs. Once again, my name's Proper, and this was your After Action Report.